How many people think traffic and congestion here is a serious issue?
Just coming here tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about it. How bad of a problem is it?
It's like rush hour.
You've all mentioned, when I asked what's not so great about this, the first 4, 5 things you said were really about transportation and traffic congestion as a result of growth.
Overgrowth.
How big of a problem is this? I mean, is this
I've been looking
just a little bit of an annoyance, or is this a really big problem you're starting to worry about? 'Cause
Depends on where you go.
how many people think it's a pretty big problem?
It is.
It could
Yeah,
be.
and the construction, they can't keep up with it, it seems like. As soon as they build the road, it's not big enough, and then they gotta.
The community that I live in has transportation for the senior citizens. I drive, so I could never live in a place where I couldn't
Couldn't drive?
drive or
Yeah.
didn't have transportation.
I
That's
agree
the
with
thing.
you totally.
That's the point.
I would give up everything I.
But I get it.
The highways are great when it's not rush hour. They're just wonderful to get around.
Do you have enough highway capacity, or do you need more?
Need more.
You need more, you need more.
How many people say need more? I heard it, okay. How many people think the traffic light, I didn't expect to talk about this. How many people think the traffic lights here are screwed up? Out of whack.
Yeah, sometimes they go out. I told the city 3 times with the light that's on Winfield and 441, because it sits there and it's a 4-minute light at 9 o'clock at night. That's ridiculous. Even during.
That's what I love about focus groups. You know, you write down what you want to talk about, and then suddenly we're talking about traffic lights.
But we have very poor public transportation. To have as many people in one area as we have from Palm Beach all the way down, we don't have any public transportation.
This culture here is not
That's what I'm
for
asking.
that. This
Tell me
culture
about
here
that.
does not embrace public transportation to that degree.
Car first.
Car first.
So
That's
that's
what I said. First thing to deal with is those lights. They'll embrace that because their car is the first thing they're pulling out the driveway. They hit that intersection, and this is what we're dealing with. We're not dealing with a tri-rail or that bus that's gonna be a half an hour late this way, that way. We're dealing with that light.
How many people, is this a car-dominated area?
Absolutely. I mean, the bus system here, I think, I've never taken it, but I've heard it's.
Many people have told me you have to take 2 buses to get relatively short distances
Yeah.
from people I know.
That's the first thing I wrote is the lack of public.
Right. How many people give your bus system here an A? B? C?
I'd give it C.
D? F? How many people? You gotta vote, by the way. It's mandatory or else you don't get paid.
I give them
Yeah, you are here to participate, trust me. E? E's not a grade. D? D minus? You would
D
give them a-
minus.
So what do we end up? C minus, D
Maybe
plus,
C,
somewhere in there?
C minus maybe.
Why? What works, what doesn't?
They're not on time, they
Well, they're overcrowded, they're not on time.
yeah, they are overcrowded, they,
And they dangerous. You ever take somebody get jumped on their bus?
Really?
Yeah, that bus, you can get robbed on a bus just while they're walking the street now.
the stop sign, sometimes it's there, but they stop at every little way down, it takes
Too
forever.
many stops?
Yeah,
And I think they have like maybe one express.
yeah, they got a
I think during rush hour, maybe one down
Breeze.
University, they have a
Breeze.
breeze.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, if their routes are like unbelievably bad. I mean, you can't get
Routes
down
are bad.
Pine Island. You can't get, some of these major routes, I mean, you just can't do it.
Routes are
East
bad,
to
you
west.
they
And
overcrowded.
can you connect, if I want to get from west to east, is it?
You could
are the
connect, but you
connections
may have a
easy?
30-minute
It
wait.
depends on.
Well, that's part of what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the street. Honestly, it just depends. Like if you're going on like on a major road, then yes. And if not, then you might have to walk like literally a mile
Mhm.
to get to the next street.
And then your wait may be,
Yeah.
you
So that's an issue. I mean, if you got to walk a mile to connect.
Right.
Exactly.
And if somebody's trying to make
That's
it
a
to work or
challenge,
to school or whatever, I mean, it's a long, long morning.
Anything about it that's good?
It's convenient, I guess, other than,
If-
you know, if you don't have a car.
You can, yeah.
They're air conditioned.
Where do we put our time and our energy and our resources in right now? Would it be?
Buses.
Yeah.
How many people say the priority to look at right away would be buses?
I think that's why we put it on the top anyway. I think
Yeah.
that was a huge priority.
Okay. How many people think we should make it more walkable, more sidewalks, more smart?
I think we.
How many people think we should invest in some bike infrastructure?
Let them stay in the parks.
Let them stand for.
How many people think we should put some more time and resources into highways?
One thing that's becoming very common now is for people to actually get ran over, and you know, on the way over here, I actually
Like
seen a
pedestrians?
guy- Pedestrians. You see it on the news almost every day. Somebody new gets ran over.
What about cycling? Is this a cycling community? Do people
Yes.
commute to work on their bikes
No.
No.
But they use-
Only in Weston.
Yeah.
in Weston?
No, then they start
Why is that?
downtown.
Is there the infrastructure for it? Do you have bike lanes and bike paths?
They
Like-
just put in some new ones in my neighborhood.
Yeah, we do have some.
My husband loves to ride, so
Yeah, it's
he
dangerous
was
when
very
you're out
happy
on the road
when they
and
put
it's
that
big.
in.
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous, and crazy drivers down there.
We went to the movies not too long ago, and we were in Tamarack, and there's a bike lane, and then it says, bike lane ends. So where did they go? Where did they go?
What about walking and is this a walkable community?
Well, I think a lot of people walk in communities.
it is,
You can't walk to the food store.
No, you can't.
I don't mean walking with your headset on to get exercise for 20 minutes. I mean walking
It's
to
not
get
plotted
places.
that way.
Maybe if you live on A1A, like by the beach, you
Yeah.
might walk, but you're not gonna walk out west.
But you're not gonna walk real far because you're gonna melt.
I was just gonna say, the heat,
They have a once a year, it's called Walk to School Day, to promote walking. Like, that's how little it's done here, that they actually have a day at the beginning of the school year.
So bad. Why don't you use public
Well, I've used the
transportation?
Tri-Rail before, which is really close to my house, but to go down to Miami Airport. But then it doesn't go directly to the airport. You have to get on a bus then. And then you get stuck in traffic, so it's just quicker for me to drive, even with the traffic.
It's just not convenient
it's not really
for what
convenient.
you're using it. How many people think you swing for the fences and you do kind of a light rail system? And how many people think, yeah, that'd be great, but I don't know that, A, I don't want to pay for it, B, I think it's feasible. So how many are on the let's swing for the fences and start planning for a light rail system? Okay, it's okay. You know, everybody's got to be. And how many people are more on the would be nice, but I don't think it's feasible, I don't think I'll pay for it.
Baby steps.
Baby.
the bus depot for Broward Transit is in Coconut Creek. Okay, yeah, Copeland's Road. And
Oh, great.
I used to have a client that was a bus driver, believe it or not. And he said the system is broken. That every city here, put it this way, the county has never taken charge of setting up a transportation, whether it be because there's no money or they don't get state funding to do it for the county, let alone have buses go through each and every city where they fight each other all the time. University Drive, you were talking about. They've been trying to extend that to Boca. City of
Yeah.
Parkland won't let them do it. Will not let them
They've been trying. for a long
continue
time.
the road to go, there's room to go right to Boca, which will
It would
eliminate
help out
traffic
so much,
on
yes.
on 441.
They don't want to go into the
Yeah,
They
parking
won't
lot.
do it.
New York
It's
has
city-
solid rails.
it's city-
I really think you're gonna have to educate the masses here.
That Stephen got it on the head. I mean, with insurance going through the roof and homeowners, I mean, taxes go up even though property values go down. So people are so tired of funding the coffers of the government, unless you came out and said, here's what the picture's gonna be.
If you don't use public transportation, you're not gonna vote for a tax for public transportation. You're only gonna vote for it if you use it.
So why would you vote?
I don't use it, so I'd vote against it.
Mhm.
I don't wanna spend my tax money on public transportation because I'm not using it.
That's fair.
But everyone does that.
If we're gonna fix roads, I'm for the tolls. If I'm gonna use it, I can pay for it. But I wanna make sure that the money doesn't go into a general fund that it goes just to fix.
All these problems are not gonna change.
Density problems are not gonna disappear, I don't think.
Is it because you don't want to pay for it?
I
I
think,
think we have.
Honestly?
That's a
Well,
start.
fair. That's fair. That's a fair point.
I think some of us think we might have already paid for it and didn't go where it's supposed to go.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
like a gamble.
It's like enough is enough.
yeah.
Give up.
I get